Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Chris. Today we're doing the quick faction overview for Macedonia. Macedonia is one of the playable factions in Total War Rome 2. We're going to take a quick look at them. Let's quickly look at their statistics here. Now, they are one of the two successor kingdoms, the other successor kingdom being the Ptolemaic Egypt. Now, they are called the successor kingdoms because they come from, well, obviously, Alexander the Great of Macedonia. So they get a plus bonus of 10% morale when fighting other Hellenistic factions, and they also have minus 20% resistances to foreign occupation. And then, just specifically for Macedonia, they have a plus 10% morale when fighting barbarian tribes. They get plus 10% wealth from industrial buildings and major diplomatic penalties with dealing with other Hellenistic factions. So, plus to dealing with the Hellenistic factions and minuses against diplomacy. I think we know where they're swinging Macedonia. Anyways, let's go ahead and look exactly where they're located on the map. They are located in northern Greece. Now, their diplomatic stances, they have a client state of Athens, and they have a military ally in Sparta. Now, they are also at war with Tylis, which is a tiny little city-state right over here, which shouldn't be too much, but they actually, I believe, they are, yes, they should be the actual home theater for Thracia. So I think that's a walled city, if I remember correctly. Now, going into Macedonia, again, they are Alexander's perfect army, right? They haven't changed much since then. So we have levy pikemen and hoplites, and then we have militia hoplites. Now, it's good to note that the difference between pikemen and normal hoplites is pikemen are the ones that you see with that massive spear wall, the ones that are 10 feet out away from them, and it is just like running into a wall of spears. Now, hoplites are the ones with the short spears. They're going to be running up against shields, getting stabbed with spears, kind of like what we see in 300. The militia hoplites are obviously just the militia version of the normal hoplites, so they're going to be a little bit cheaper, but also going to be a little bit less effective. Then you get slingers and you get javelin men, something that's pretty good considering the fact that so far I think I've only seen maybe 2 other factions that start off with the ability to get 2 different kinds of range, because there is a difference between slingers and javelin men. Now, they also have access to a fair amount of mercenary hoplites, some cavalry, which is good because we also know about the companion cavalry being a big deal in Macedonia. And they also start off with a spy, which is located over here, and then they have a second army up here. Now, their small objectives are going to be to completely control 2 provinces. The next step is to maintain 5 naval units. Shouldn't be too hard considering that you already own 4. To make a client state out of Epirus, and now I call it Epirus because I've heard plenty of actual professors and history teachers call it Epirus. Well, I know a lot of people like to call it Epirus or Epirus or whatever they want to call it. I'm going to call it Epirus as long as I can remember that is correct pronunciation. And then we have to go to war with Pergamon. Now, your overall victories are going to be, for military victory, you're going to have 140 settlements directly owned to maintain 140 units and 40 naval units. Now, for economic victory, they want you to own 90 settlements, maintain trade with 20 factions. Again, very typical strategic resources, your income. You don't have to worry about having a total treasury, which is nice. 20 civil technologies and 70 total units. And then for cultural victories, you have 1 major cultural building that you need to build, but you also have to spread your culture to 45 different provinces where your culture is dominant. Now, that's a lot easier considering that you're a Hellenistic faction. And if you do a lot of research in history, we know that the vast majority of the Eastern Mediterranean, because of Alexander, even in a short time, quickly converted a lot of people to the Hellenistic factions. You'll find that that culture will be spread all across the eastern seaboard of the Mediterranean Sea. And then, of course, you got to get the research of all 30 technologies. Alright, so that's just a quick overview for Macedonia and how they start out when you play them in Rome 2, or Total War of Rome 2. And I hope you guys appreciate this information. If you do, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.